Everyone, this is Direwolf20, and welcome to episode 34 of Direwolf20's Create Above and Beyond Let's Play series, where I'm making myself a little tiny piece of blue ice. Dum 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 dum. Hooray! Because I need to figure out a couple of things for today's episode. We are starting today with Chapter 4 of the quest book. So Chapter 4, Into the Box, is how we're going to convert our Tier 3 contraptions into Tier 4 calculation mechanisms. High level, we need a flash drive, which is not consumed in the assembly process. This is equivalent to the saw or the screwdriver that we've been using in Tier 1s and 2s. We need to make printed silicon, which is going to need a deployer and an inscriber silicon press. We're going to need some ice charges and a silicon compound, which sounds super fun. Silicon compounds are a combination of fine sand, coke chunks, and purified sand. And ice charges are made from blizz powder, which we're going to be able to process with blizz cubes. And that's going to be some crazy stuff. Now, there's a whole bunch of things we're going to have to do in today's episode to get started with this process. What I'm going to start with is going pretty much left to right in the quest book. So first off, I'm going to work on the modern Cobblegen line. So the first thing we're going to make is working towards this stuff, which is the earth charge. So in order to get this, what we're going to have to do is get some basalt from an igneous extruder using soul soil and blue ice. Hey, that thing I just made. And then we're going to have to use the first of our alchemical laser process. We're going to have to use a few of these in order to turn that basalt into a Basalz charge. I'll show you guys what lasers look like in a minute. We're also going to need a fluxomagnet, and it's going to need to be charged up between every operation. Then what we need to do is just crush that Basalz shard into Basalz powder. And then the Basalz powder will be compacted into earth charges. I don't know if we'll get all of this done today, but that's going to be the first piece. Second piece, we'll be doing some stuff with sand. Third piece, we'll be doing some stuff with wood. And fourth piece, we'll be doing some stuff with snow. And then eventually, all of that will come together to make silicon, and that sounds pretty cool to me. So, excited to get started on this quest line today. Few things we're going to have to get, up and running. First off, you can see I made some windmill bearings. I've processed a lot of metals between episodes here, so that's been fun. What do I need for my sails again? It sticks? Yes, it is sticks. Okay, cool. I'm gonna go get a few of those from my tree farm. I've been mostly prepping, and I got almost everything ready. I'm gonna build my. Actually, I need 6 stacks of you, don't I? Yeah. Let me do this. You, and then you guys go away. I've been mostly crafting between episodes all the things I need. Oh, nice. We're up to 4, almost 5 stacks of coins again. That is cool. But yeah, we're going to try to get everything ready today that we want to have ready. Yeah, I think we're going to want like 2 stacks of you. Yeah, it should be cool. And then we should be good with sails. That should be 2 stacks of sails if my math is correct. Perfect. Haha. And a windmill bearing. Nice. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to build a windmill real quick. I'm going to do it off camera because you guys see me build windmills enough. Because I want a windmill like I have dedicated for the number 3 line. We're going to have a windmill dedicated to the number 4 line. And then after that, what we're going to need to do is look at making a laser contraption. Why don't I show you what that looks like now? So the alchemical laser setup is you place an Invar machine in the world and you attach a laser lamp of any color to it. You give it a redstone signal so that it's powered, okay? Then you need a deployer targeting the Invar machine and set it to punch mode, which is the left click, right? And then whenever it activates and hits the Invar machine, the laser lamp will emit a high energy beam, and it'll craft things, right? Now you need to use a hopper minecart caught in the beam to process the contained items. So for example, if you have the magnet and the basalt in there, you'll get basalts with the drained magnet, right? So we're gonna have to do something with minecarts, which is why you also see minecarts in my to-do list here. Cool? So I have to figure out a few things. Number one, we're gonna have to figure out how minecart loaders work from more minecarts, because I don't know that I've played with more minecarts before. And I'm interested in checking out that mod a little bit, because that's going to be a new one to me. And if we look at that, there's actually quite a lot of things going on in more minecarts. There's loaders and all kinds of stuff. Transport batteries, there's holographic rails, there's maglev rails. I have no idea what half this stuff is, so I'm going to have to go a Googling. But we'll figure it out. Ender Pearl Stasis Chamber? That's cool. Neato burrito. I'm gonna have to go do some Googling. But first things first, we're gonna start the process. I've also cleared out some terrain between episodes as promised, so we have a nice empty spot here with which to get started working. I'm gonna do my best to kind of make things look neat. Cool? So I will be back after I build a windmill. Cool? Be right back. So according to my map, the windmill bearing is at Y88. So that means what I'm looking at is 86, 87. Sweet. Okay. Cool. And then the windmill bearing can go here. That looks good to me, right? And that should be properly aligned to that guy. Cool. All right, so I do want to take advantage of the flight mechanic that's possible. So I am going down here, and what I'm going to do, real quick, is just set up a quick 7x7-ish. Excuse me, sir, I'm building here. How rude. As much as I complained about this not being awesome, I still want it. 5, 6. That should do. Cool. Yeah, that should work. Okay, that'll do. Cover this dude up, and then we're good to go. So I should have a larger beacon range now, which should be kind of cool. Is it going to indicate that to me? I mean, I could throw speed on there, but I don't like the whole, you know, speed thing. So I'll just leave it, but it should be cool, I think. So it does show that I can apply strength if I want, but I'm not going to actually activate any things. So this lets me fly as far out as about there. It's not bad. It's not bad. Significant amount of iron, but luckily we have a lot of iron, right? It is a little bit annoying to me that I can't fly, but mainly I'm building out this windmill, and I want flight if I can. Oh my goodness, it doesn't even reach the windmill. You're killing me, Smalls. Killing me, Smalls. Doesn't even reach the windmill? Are you for reals right now? Or does it? Now I'm confused, because it's letting me fly over here. So why did I drop out of the sky earlier? I don't know. Back to the windmill build. I will say, building a windmill, lots easier with creative form of flight. Definitely a little bit easier. Definitely a little bit easier. Alright, boom. And then that should be max speed windmill. If we drop down to here, we should see that that's cool. Do I have my goggles? I do. I'm going to swap you guys out. Nice. 8192 stress units. Beautiful. I tried to align it exactly the same as this guy. So yeah. So then I just want to go down one and then gearbox it, and then we should be cool. Works for me. Alright, now that we've got this guy up and running, kind of ready to go. Right? Now we should be in good shape, and I can speed that up with the doohickeys if I so decide. Maybe I'll do that real quick just to make my life a little bit easier, so that we're ready, right? So I'm gonna want a couple of you and a couple of you. I'm gonna need more of these, so I'll be right back. Are these spinning in opposite directions? They kind of are, right? Can I hit this with the wrench to reverse it? I think I can, right? There we go. Nice. That's cool. So then we'll have effectively you. I don't think it super matters. To here. And then you to here. Right? That should work. And then if I want these sped up, I can totally just make that happen. We're going to need some extra lasers anyway, so we're cool. Dude, I really like the void tier. Can we talk about how great that is? Nice. All right, cool. Everything's good. And we got this working now. Nice. Sweet. All right, so first step first, right? The very first thing we're going to want to make, and I haven't entirely decided how I'm going to play this out, but I'm assuming it'll be something along the lines of we're going to have 4 lines of machines here that kind of all converge into one, right? So if I'm imagining the structure that's placed in the world is going to be similar to this quest chapter line, right? So we're going to want a line of basalts making eventually this. Then we're going to want a separate line next to it of sand making eventually this, right? Then we're going to want a separate line next to it with wood, and then our final line of snowballs. And that'll all combine into one, so it'll kind of like, you know, be line, 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 all kind of converging hopefully around here-ish. And then they, you know, mix together here, and around here-ish is where we'll have the output for the final contraption, right? That's the gist of what's in my brain. Whether or not that's what actually happens or not, we'll find out. So step 1 is making basalt, which should be pretty easy to do, because we just need to make our, you know, igneous extruder with blue ice and lava. Now the question is, will this consume the lava? Or is this like cobblestone where it doesn't consume the lava? And we do need soul sand on top of it, or soul soil for that matter. So let's go get some soul soil, let's go get a bucket of lava, and we're going to find out whether or not we need to have a ender tank over there. We may or may not. We're going to find out probably in about a minute whether or not an ender tank is necessary. If we do need to feed it infinite lava, we can, obviously. That's not a big deal. But, you know, we just don't know yet what the deal is. We're going to find out. Soul soil. Come to think of it, have I found any soul sand yet? Soul soil can't be crafted in this pack, and soul sand in alchemy. So we're going to have to go find some soul soil. Easier said than done, I guess, huh? Oh, we do have soul sand, so that's cool. But there's no crafting of soul soil, huh? That's kind of a bummer. That's kind of a bummer. Well, we're going to have to pop into the nether and see what we can find. I'm going to go take a quick peek in there. We'll look at our map, and hopefully there's some soul soil somewhere nearby. I guess. We'll find out. So soul soil. Maybe up here. Soul Sand Valley, Soul Sand, and Soul Soil. Wow, that is a long walk. Is there anything closer? There's some Soul Sand here, but I don't see much by way of Soul Soil. All Soul Sand. All Soul Sand. Not much by way of Soul Soil. Alright, I'm just going to look a little bit, and we'll come back in a minute. If I happen to find some soul soil nearby, great. If not, I have a long walk to go in the nether. You know, I've been curious about this biome, because it's a far away walk, so I haven't, you know, gotten a chance to check it out yet. But nether crystal block from Biomes of Plenty. That's interesting. So, decorative only? Is that all it is? Is it just a decorative block? Okay. It's cool. Cool, right? It's neat. So I want to head like northeast-ish now, so basically this way. This staff is where it's at, by the way. Love this staff. Love the staff. Kind of the greatest. Especially like the long-range projectile. It's so good. It's so good. Alright, I think I'm here. Or at least close enough to here that I found soul soil. Hooray! I'm going to say 21 soul soil is enough. Alright, quick nap, and now we're ready to give this thing a try. So, first question, does this need a steady supply of lava? That is an exceedingly good question, and we're about to find out the answer. Okay, so we've got our soul soil, we've got our igneous extruder, excuse me, rude. Ugh, all all kinds of junk in my inventory that I don't want. Also, I'm going to have to set up a filter on my magnet so that this doesn't happen no more, because that's going to get real annoying real fast. Trust me on that. Yeah, I'm going to have to figure that out. Alright, so the Basalz line. You're going to start here with the Igneous Extruder. I assume that I want to put the soul soil under you. Is that a fair assessment? And then the lava is going to go on the side of you. So maybe I should put you down one. I like that plan. We can kind of recess you into the ground a little bit. Actually, maybe down two. I like that plan even more. And I'll tell you why in a sec. Okay, so soul soil. You. Bucket of lava. Packed ice? I thought I wanted blue ice. I want blue ice, don't I? Yeah, I need 8 more packed ice. Blue ice it is. Boom. Good to go. Nice. Basalz. Cool. And then I'm just going to plop down some glass. And then we can route with pipes coming out of the top. Does that work? I think that works. Cool. So step 1 complete. Basalz. Awesome. All right, step 2. Now it's time for the laser contraption. Now, I'm not sure if today's episode will feature a perfect design for the laser contraption. It's more, I need to understand how this thing works. And I haven't, gone through into my test world to do perfect with it. So I'm, learning with you guys on this one. So I've already got a majority of what I need. I made red lamps so I can get red laser lamps. Because it's a laser, it should be red, right? I feel like that's the way things work. Excuse me, sir. No. No, thank you. No wandering traders today. Thank you. It's gotta be a red laser. It's a laser, it's gotta be red. It's the rules. I don't make the rules. Just how it is. So with that set up, let's get, I'm gonna want some pipes at some point. And I'm gonna want, an extraction module or 2. We'll figure out if we need a higher tier 1 at some point. We still have 3 Enderiums, so we're good there. So for this, remember the laser, we're going to need an Invar machine. We're going to need a Hopper minecart. So I know I'm going to need some iron. Now, how do I get loaders and unloaders? So we need silica steel in order to make loaders and unloaders. Okay. I assume that unloaders are the same. Yeah, so silica steel is silica steel mix getting smelted in some way, shape, or form. Or we can buy it. And silica steel mix is just quartz, coal, and iron. So that's easy enough. I can make that happen. I can make that happen. Let's get half a stack. Does that sound cool? That's not nearly as scary as it sounded. I'm going to go throw you on here. This should smelt relatively quickly. And while this is cooking, I'm going to make some of the other stuff we need, like the Minecart Hopper and whatnot. I forgot I stopped and picked up glowstone while I was traveling through the nether. So that's all done. So now we need our Hopper minecart, which is going to need a minecart and a hopper. Okay. Now we have to figure out how these machines work. I'm assuming we're going to need some kind of rail system. Okay. And we may need some kind of powered rail going on. So that's going to need a little bit of gold and redstone. And we may need fancier rail. I don't know. We'll find out, right? And these guys should be good and done now. Yes, they are. So we want an unloader and a loader. And we're also going to want a fluxo magnet, which is going to need 2 lead, some more redstone. And how did you get into my base? I don't even know. Look at my inventory. Holy cow, is it a mess? Don't need you at the moment. Probably don't need you at the moment, though you will probably come in handy soon. Everything else I should pretty much have on me, right? Yeah, pretty much. Okay, so, yeah. Need the fluxo magnet, boom, and a couple lead. And this fluxo magnet will go towards the crafting process that we need. So let's start right here playing with this loader and unloader system to kind of get a feel for how it works, right? So the blue one is the loader. You're the unloader, okay? Oh, look at you. Output to comparator. Sweet. It has fluid, it has RF, it has an inventory. Consider all minecarts. Consider only locked minecarts. Activate output during loading inactivity. Activate output when cart is full. Output cart contents. Empty loader slots entirely. Leave one item in loader slots. Neato. Okay. So, let's just, you know... I'm assuming you need a Minecart Hopper. Okay. So if I gave you... Oh, it doesn't really matter, but if I gave you that... How do you work exactly? Maybe he... Let's see. More minecarts. I'm going to have to Google this, I think. Alright, I learned a little bit just by Googling. So they load above, and there's also a rail called a locking rail, which is just going to be some silica steel. So I can actually get a couple of you easily, because I got some extra silica steel. Like the smart person I am. And then I guess you're going to have an unloader here. Let's just do one more block away. We'll do the unloader. Okay, so you're going to be the unloader. You're also going to need a locking rail. Now, there's also a powered locking rail, which we might want to investigate, and probably will in a moment. But let's see how this works out first. All right, we're going to try the powered locking rail. So, by the way, the setting here, output to comparator or output redstone activation. I assume that means, and look, it also has an arrow on it. So I'm hopeful that that means that when you're done loading, you'll output a redstone activation signal. And we'll see if that's correct. So what I'm going to do is put you in here. I'm going to put you guys together again. And my hope is this. You ready? What should happen, if I'm correct, is it'll put the magnet in there. And then I'll also have it put, you know, a cobblestone, for example. Let's pretend that's Basalz. It's going to put it in here. And then it's going to, once it's finished loading, send the cart along here where it'll unload, and then send the cart to here. Ready? That looks like it worked. Okay, I understand how this mod works now. So here's what I'm thinking. We place something like a detector rail here to trigger the redstone signal when we want to activate the laser. So when the cart passes over, the laser hits it, detector, but hopefully that's fast enough. I'm hoping we don't have to stop the cart in front of the laser. I'm hoping that we can trigger the redstone signal fast enough so that, like, detector rail, laser, craft, boom. Hopefully. Alright, so let's see what we can come up with here. I'm thinking maybe my minecart loader can sit here, right in front of this contraption. And then we can run our pipes under to here to get him connected up. And what we could have is a stack limiter module and a retrieval module, and I will tell you why I'm using that in a moment. Don't you worry. Darn, I was hoping I wouldn't collect that whole stack, but anyway. Let's get you limited to one item at a time, and you limited to not you, but you. Okay? So what he should do is retrieval one of these and call it a day. Beautiful. Okay, that's what I would want to see. And then we're going to do something with the magnet in a minute. You know what? Let me go. Yeah, I need to charge my magnet anyway. Let's go get that part contraption ready to go too. Okay, an energetic infuser will definitely go a long way for me. And I wouldn't mind a quick dynamo. I'm probably going to start with coal just because I don't feel like making the other one just yet. But we will probably make that magmatic eventually. But let's start with a coal one just to kind of, you know, get the ball rolling. Is that fair? Okay. And then I'll snag a stack of charcoal from over here for later. Cool. Alright, so that'll let me charge my magnet. So we're going to want to be prepared for that process. So what I'm thinking we're going to have is something like, we will have our powered locking rails here. I don't know if we're going to need the actual locking rail. Oh, look at that. That's neat. I don't know if we're going to need the actual locking rail. I'm just going to probably just toss them into the liquid water right now. Yeah, you go away. And then we will have maybe a detector rail here. Would that be neat? And then you going that way. And underneath you is going to be the unloader. Okay, with a powered locking rail. Can I real quick make a detector rail? Yes-ish. Alright, so detector rail here. I'm going to put the detector rail and some of the other rails away for a minute. But the plan will be that you load up with a charged magnet, and then you're going to unload an empty magnet. Okay? And then I'm thinking we will send the Basalz in 2 directions, right? Or the items here in 2 directions. So if I were to get this guy, he might come up to my energetic infuser right here to recharge. Okay. And then if I linked this guy to this pipe system, it should be okay to do that. I think. And then he'll be able to pull the fully charged magnet out of there. Hopefully. Hopefully. We'll find out, I guess. Okay. So you're going to get your Sterling Dynamo. You're going to get a little coal. And then you're going to want to charge up the magnet. And we'll use magmatic, and we'll probably augment it, and we'll probably have more power buffer and all that good stuff. Now, what are the NBT rules for pipes? Do I need an NBT filter thing in here? Damage filter modifier, data filter modifier. Causes any filter slots to filter by item data. We might want one of these. Because I'm pretty sure we care about the NBT data. We want it to be full. Right? So let me get this. Let me get you. Data filter module. Okay. And we're going to add this to the pipe filter that's down here. Okay. So then I'm going to say you need to be that. A fully charged magnet. Okay. So that if you're in there, he should get extracted now. Cool? And he should be on his way over to this dude. Excellent. All right. Now we might need to detect if there's 2 items in here, and if that's the case, we'll come up with something for that, like we kind of did up there-ish. I'm sure there's a way we could come up with to make that happen. But for now, let's just start with the basics, and we'll make it a little bit more complex as needed. So our next step would be to get the laser contraption here, right? So we're going to want our Invar dude here, and our laser lamp here. Now, he needs to have a redstone signal at all times, so we might want to move this back a little bit. Boop, boop, right? And a lever. Okay. And that's close to what we need. And then we need a dude to hit him. Right? And that's it? We just need a little punchy buddy? Yeah? Okay. Seems easy enough. So what I'll do is I will get, let's get our toolbox placed down. It's already there. Good. Let's get some small gears, and let's get some of these. Neat. Now we're going to want this to be in punch mode. Haha! It works! How cool is that? And FYI, applying a redstone signal to the back of this is going to stop it from punching, right? So effectively, if I threw a redstone torch here, he wouldn't run until we gave this guy a redstone signal. Ish. You know what I mean to do. Right? Alright, we're back. So, playing around with a little bit of how we're going to automate this, I'm playing with the Stockpile Switch. Now, the Stockpile Switch is an interesting one. Basically, you can tell it to emit a redstone signal when it gets above a certain inventory content, and then turn it off when it gets below a certain inventory content. Okay? So what I've done here is I've set it up so that if you're above, let's say, 10% full, start emitting a redstone signal, and then turn it off when the attached inventory is at 0. So check this out, right? Currently, the inventory has 1 basalt and the magnet in it. Let's assume that the cart rolls over the inventory and picks up both items. Boom, redstone signal turns off over here. Then the pipe puts the basalt in, okay? Or the pipe puts the magnet in. Does that count as full for the magnet, for just the magnet? We're going to assume that the basalt's going to get there quicker, right? I'm going to assume that the basalt's going to get there quicker. That should be fine. Yeah, let's just assume that the basalt's going to get there quicker, and the basalt's going to be full, and then the flux magnet will be that. Does that sound cool? Okay. I like that plan. I like that plan. The other thing we could do is have it, like, keep 10 basalt in the inventory, for example. We can play with this if this becomes a problem. Theoretically, though, it should be okay. Should be okay. What would it look like if we just had the magnet in there? You're at that point, and then it nudges up a little bit. I wish I could mouse over and see. This is what the current inventory is. I wonder if that's good enough. So if I take you out and just the magnet, no signal. Magnet and basalt, still no signal. So if I brought you down 1, just the magnet, yes signal. Boo. And now just basalt. It's pretty close. So we'll have to see what happens. It should be fine. Should be fine. We'll see. We'll see. Hopefully the basalt gets there faster than the magnet does. It should, because the magnet has a long way to travel. The basalt does not. So this should work out. But as you can see, the goal here is to lock the cart here until the loader has both items. So we're going to assume basalt gets there first. The cart's still sitting there waiting for the magnet. Once the magnet is in the loader, it releases the cart and lets it come. Does that sound cool? I think that sounds cool. Should we give this a go? So I'm going to take the magnet out. I'm going to put the cart on the loader. And then if I'm right, what should happen, okay, is we're going to have a little bit of redstone dust here. And what I'm hoping will happen is once there is a magnet inside the thing here, okay, we'll release the cart, it'll take the items, it'll get zapped, it'll dump the items, and then it'll continue along its way and stop until another magnet shows up. You ready? So I'm going to put the magnet in the infuser to start this process, and then let's see if my crazy contraption is working. You ready? So at some point the magnet will get in there. It's going to pick up the items. Psst, it's going to pick up the items. Oh, right. I know what I'm doing wrong. I forgot to set these guys to emit a redstone signal when the thing happens. Alright, so I just changed these things to be output redstone when you're full or ready to go. So that should be cool. So now if I put the magnet into the system, boom, it should route its way over to the thing. And then he's going to emit a redstone signal when the magnet gets into the thing. He will collect it. Alright, I mean, ish. Was it fast enough? No, we got basalt still. Okay, so maybe what I should do... Kind of. We're close. We're close. We are, in fact, close. I will give it that. We're close. We're close. All right, so maybe if I put the detector rail here, would that be cooler? That might be cooler. You ready? Let's give it another go. Too slow of a delay? I feel like it's too slow of a delay. It might be too slow of a delay. Ow, the laser hurts today, I learned. So the looping part is working. The laser's just a little bit slow. Okay. Okay. I can work with this. What if we did something like this? Think that might work? It worked! I think it worked! I think it worked. Okay. Okay. That's cool. So shouldn't you be fluxomagnet extracting now? Why are you no extracting fluxomagnet? Explain what happened here. I don't understand why that didn't have the extractor in it anymore. I don't know how that got removed. But yeah, now it should go again. Ha ha! Ha ha ha! It works! It hurts, but it works. It hurts, but it works. That's kind of cool, right? Isn't that neat? All right, I think I've got a working process here. And we could absolutely speed this up if we need to. But I think the timing is right, and the timing should be consistent. Unless I slow down my deployer. If I slow down my deployer, we'll probably have to tweak the timing. But that's not that big of a deal. Right? That's not that big of a deal. He does hurt a little bit, I will give him that. I will give him that. It does hurt a little bit. A little bit of a sting. A little bit of a zzz. It hurts a bit. But this works, right? I think this is cool. Not a bad first step. That is neat. And we're making basalt shards. Sweet. And then what I'm thinking is maybe just like a drawer chilling right here. Yeah, let's go get a drawer real quick. I'm done with that. And we'll just get... Basically, this is infinite basalt shards now. Right? And that should be cool. I need, like, more beacons. That's what I'm going to have to do. I'm going to need more beacons. Okay, so... in theory, unless my luck is bad, we should get only basalt shards in here, and then I'll lock it already. Boom. Basalt shards. That's cool. And it's working. And it's working! Are there better ways to do this? Sure. I could have put a locking rail here, and then triggered the redstone signal that triggers that would also, like, unlock the rail after it fired, kind of deal. So there's a few ways we could have accomplished this, for sure. You know, but this is pretty cool, I think. This is not bad. And it's 100%, right? There should be no failures. It should work every time. We'll, you know, wait and see if anything blows up, but in theory, this should just keep going. Assuming the basalt always gets there before the magnet, which it absolutely should, because clearly the slowdown here is the magnet. Now, I could put some accelerator, you know, cards in there or something if I needed to, but I think we're all right. I think we're good, you know? So, hey, basalt shards, step 1 complete. That is cool. All right. So, hey, this completes this chapter, by the way. Oh, nice, redstone links. I do want those. What didn't I complete in this chapter, then? Oh, well, I can check this box. Aha! Chapter 3 complete. Nice. All right, cool, cool, cool. I'm going to check mark you, just because you're pretty much done now. And then if I boop that, that's a quest completion. Nice. And we've fully automated the first alchemical laser. And we've automated the charging of the fluxomagnet. Which means our next step is to crushing wheel it. Or pulverizer it, to be fair. So that's definite and 50% chance. This is definitely 2 with a chance at slag. That's kind of cool. Oh no, it's still 50% additional. Okay. But, I mean, the main point is that, you know, this equals this. It's just a smaller contraption, right? So I might go pulverizer. We'll see. It depends how much power I need. Because my suspicion is I'm going to need a lot of power for the different components of this stuff. I mean, it says I need a lot of power right here, right? Will require a significant amount of flux energy to run. It is recommended to find a suitable generation method and consider higher scales in planning. Now, the good news is, well, I mean, so, right, here's my question, right? If we did crushing wheel, we don't have to worry about slag, right? And slag can do some cool things, right? But, I mean, if we do it this way, we don't have to worry about slag. If we do it this way, we just have to have an extra drawer that we void upgrade. Either way, not a big deal, right? So, we'll see. So it's definitely wrapping up point for the episode, so let's do that. Let's wrap up here. We'll come back next time. I will decide if I'm going to go crushing wheel or pulverizer. And then after that, we just need to compact it. So, not a big deal, honestly. Not a big deal, honestly. I'll probably go crushing wheel and belts, because they like look a little bit cooler and I like them. And then once that's done, we can move on to the sand processing. Now, whether or not we extract sand from over here is definitely a question I don't have a great answer to. Clearly, we have enough sand. So I could, you know, run some sand over to here. Or I could just set up a new pair of crushing wheels with a Igneous Extruder to make all the sands. But we'll figure that out next episode. For now, Del20 signing off. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Take it easy.